Hello, and welcome back to English Audio, the place to improve your English just by listening. In this video, you'll learn how to face defeat with courage and clarity. As the saying goes, it is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. This profound truth from the shipping magnate Aristotle Onassis reminds us that hope is not the absence of shadows, but the search for light within them. But how do we focus when the darkness is all we can see? Let this story be our guide. Imagine a young woman named Ilara. She lived in a vibrant coastal town named Portasol, or Sun Harbor. Her life was interwoven with the town's prosperity. She was an artist. Her small studio, the sunny canvas, was always open, filled with the scent of paint and sea salt. She was the town's storyteller in color. She painted portraits of newborn babies, the proud captains of new fishing boats, and the joyful chaos of summer weddings. Her canvases were bright, her future was bright. Her life was a masterpiece of optimism. Then, the storm came. It was not a storm of rain, but of economic collapse. A mysterious blight struck. The fish population and the town's lifeblood disappeared. The laughter in the streets was replaced by silence. The colorful fishing boats, once the town's pride, now sat rotting in the harbor like skeletons. Ilara's studio door, once always open, was now locked. No one could afford art when they could barely afford bread. She looked at her unpaid bills, a stack of gray paper on her desk. Her friend Tomas, a fisherman whose wedding she had painted, stopped by one last time. He was leaving to find work in the city. "Who will paint the stories now, Ilara?" he asked, his voice hollow. That night, she stared at a blank canvas. The vibrant colors on her palette seemed to mock her. How could she paint light when her world was so dark? She felt useless. Her talent, her passion, it felt like a cruel joke. This was her darkest moment. She felt the urge to pack her bags, to follow Tomas to the city, to give up. But something made her walk to the edge of town, to the old lighthouse. Inside lived Maeve, the old lighthouse keeper. Ilara found her polishing the giant lens, even though no ships were coming. "Maeve, why do you do it?" Ilara asked, her voice breaking. "There is no one out there. There is no light left." Maeve stopped polishing and looked at Ilara. "You are looking for the sun, child. It will come, but not today. Your job in the storm is not to find the sun. It is to find the candle." A candle. What good is a candle? "A candle does not light the whole world," Maeve said. "It only lights the small space in front of you. Focus on that. Focus on the one small step." Ilara left the lighthouse, confused and angry. A candle? Se went on tried to paint, but the gray feeling was too strong. Se failed. Maeve's words were just poetry. She put her brushes down and walked through the silent town. She was not looking for light. She was just walking. And then she saw it, a tiny, flickering light. It was Mr. Rousseau, the old baker. His ovens were cold. He had no flour to sell. But he was outside his shop, giving away his last loaves of old bread to the children who had nothing. It was a small act. A quiet act. It was a candle. She kept walking. She saw two neighbors pulling weeds from the community garden, salvaging what little food they could. To serre. Another candle. She saw the musician sitting in the empty square, playing his guitar to no one, just to fill the silence with something other than sadness. A candle of resilience. A candle of kindness. A candle of hope. She had been looking for a sunrise, but the town was full of tiny, defiant sparks. Elara ran back to her studio. Her hands were shaking. She didn't grab her canvas. She grabbed her smallest brushes and a small jar of yellow paint. She went to the center of town. There was a large, gray wall where a shop had burned down years ago. It was the ugliest, darkest spot in town. She dipped her brush and she painted one small, bright yellow flower. It was her candle. She came back the next day and painted another and another and another. At first, people thought she was crazy. "We need food, Elara, not flowers," someone shouted. She almost stopped. The darkness was loud. The doubt was strong. But then, the baker's daughter, the little girl who got the bread, came up with a piece of chalk and drew a small, clumsy heart next to the flowers. That was the turning point. Soon, the musician came and brought her his last cup of coffee. The gardeners brought her a small basket of vegetables. People started bringing her their last jars of house paint, blue, red, white. It wasn't her mural anymore. It was the town's mural. She didn't just paint for them. She painted with them. They painted the wall with their memories of Porto Sole, the fishing boats, the weddings, but they painted them rising from the gray. They painted their strength. The wall became a beacon. It didn't fix the economy. It didn't bring back the fish. It did something more important. It reminded them who they were. It gave them a place to focus. The storm eventually passed. The town slowly rebuilt, finding new ways to live. Elara reopened her studio, but it was different. It was now a cooperative, a community space where everyone came to create. Her art had changed. She no longer just painted pretty things. She painted strong things. She went back to the lighthouse one last time. Maeve was there, polishing the lens. Elara just smiled. She finally understood. In our darkest moments, we are not asked to stop the rain. We are not asked to find the sun. We are simply asked to focus on the one small, brave thing we can do. To find our candle, to light it, and to become the beacon for others. That is how you focus. That is how you see the light. Thank you for listening to English Audio today. We hope this message helps you on your journey. Like and subscribe to our channel for more lessons. See you next time.